I was in the town of Empangeni. Was I? Yeah, no, let me think this through. Sorry about this. I was in Palaborwa. I knew it was a strange African name, Palaborwa, and I was ministering at a Pentecostal church. And the Bible speaks about the word of knowledge, and God gave me several words of knowledge that evening. And there was one very, very specific one about a young man who was in terrible pain. He'd had an injury, a sports injury, and he had had an operation which had only made it worse, and that he was in actual pain at the time. And so before I preached, I spoke about this, and I said, "Who are you? You here?" I didn't know anyone in this congregation. I was a guest there. I was passing through this town and ended up preaching unexpectedly at this meeting. No one responded. Anyway, I sort of belabored it quite a bit and got nowhere. And you know, it has occasionally happened to me. God will give me a word and no one responds, and then later on someone comes, of course, then I tell them, now everyone thinks I'm stupid. But you know what? It's not about my dignity or my reputation, is it? It's about God's glory. Anyway, I preached that night. And at the end of ministering the word, I prayed for some people, and they then moved through to another hall where they were serving refreshments. And a lady came with her teenage son who was all bent over. And she said, "Please, would you pray for my son? He's in terrible pain." I said, "What's happened?" She said, "Oh, he had a rugby injury and he had an operation, but it only made it worse." And I said, "I spoke about this earlier on. He could have been healed 45 minutes ago." I said, "Why did he not respond? I spoke about it." She said, "He was in such pain that he hasn't heard anything you've said. And I've been with him, sort of caring for him, and I haven't heard anything you've said. We've been waiting for this moment for you to pray for him." So I prayed for him, and God healed him. I prayed for him. I don't remember anything remarkable happening with him at that moment. And he went through to the next hall. He was about 18 years old. He was a big boy. And he came back a few minutes later with his mouth stuffed with cake and cake in his hands, and the cake was going everywhere. And he was saying, I'm healed. And the cake was going everywhere. And he said, "No more pain. I can eat. So I was very satisfied. Having said that, the people in Palaboro, I think that Russell Chadwick probably isn't very sharp when it comes to spiritual things. But you know what? It's not about me. It's all about him. And Jesus let me know about that because he wanted to heal that young man. And the gifts of the Spirit are for the edification of the church and the glorification of Jesus. Hallelujah.